Hey guys, it's Z from Z's Rescue. Today I'm bringing you another animal. Today you're going to get to see a real live dragon. Okay, so it's not a dragon like you see in the storybooks, but it is a bearded dragon. So I'm going to give you some cool facts about these guys. Bearded dragon is actually diurnal, which just like us, they're active during the day and they like to sleep at night. If you were to find these guys in the wild, it would be in deserts or in the woods and the woodlands. So they're cold-blooded, which means that their body temperature changes with the surroundings, and they do like the heat. Now, if these guys are going after prey like crickets or something like that, and they want to tear apart their prey, they can actually lose their two front teeth while doing that, but don't worry, they will grow back. Now, unlike some of the other lizards, if a bearded dragon loses its long tail here or gets cut off, it won't grow back. So that's why we tell pet owners that want a bearded dragon, make sure you're very careful of their long tail, because if something gets it or if it breaks off, it's not going to grow back as beautiful as it was before. It will just heal up and you won't get a longer tail. It will just have a little short little nub. So be very careful of the bearded dragon's tail. Now, these guys are omnivores. So omnivores eat both plants and meat. Now, they're not big meat eaters like some of the other animals. They do like their lettuce and veggies, but the meat that they do eat are worms, crickets, and dubia roaches. They love those, and that's how they get their protein. Now, the bearded dragon was actually originally born in the desert in the country of Australia. So that's kind of cool. Now, sometimes people have seen them sitting up in a corner or standing up and they wonder what's wrong. Well, the bearded dragon can actually stand up and lock its legs in place, and they can sleep standing up. Now, people wonder, where do they get their name bearded dragon? So they can actually puff up this lower beard right here. If you can see it, it will puff up when they get mad or if they're in love, and it will look like they have a beard. Now, his isn't puffed up right now. These can actually expand that about double that size, and it will look like they have a beard like I do, and they could either show their mate, hey, I'm in love with you, or they can tell another bearded dragon, hey, get away from me, I'm pretty angry. And so yeah, that's where they get their name. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you another type of bearded dragon. This one right here is your average bearded dragon. You're gonna see it's got a lot of spikes on here. They're a little bit harder, rough on the back with some spikes on the side. I'm gonna kind of give you a good view of this guy. This is what your average bearded dragon is going to look like. Alright, I'm going to go get another type. Let me put him back. Now this is my older gal. She's been with me for a while. And this is what you call a leatherback. So she does not have any spikes on the sides. And on the back here, it feels more like leather, a little more smooth than the last one. And the spikes are a little softer, and she has a lot less spikes than the last one I just showed you. So this is a leatherback, as you can see. Now, some more facts I have about these bearded dragons, and they're very cool animals, is when they're born, they're actually very, very small. It weighs about 2 grams once it's born, and maybe about 4 inches long. So if you want to know about how much they weigh when they're born, that's about the weight of 4 to 5 paper clips. So if you put 4 to 5 paper clips in your hand, feel that? That's how much the bearded dragons weigh when they're babies. Now, if these guys get scared or they have to go after something, they can actually run on their hind legs and go after prey, which I think that would be pretty funny. Mostly they don't go after prey like that. If something's chasing them, they can get up there, make themselves look bigger, and run along. I personally think if I saw this in the wild and he was running around, I might laugh a little bit. But now, if the bearded dragons want to interact between each other, they have their own language. They resort to like a sign language almost. They will head bob. One might bob his head, and that might be to show dominance to the other one. Sometimes other people have seen them wave their hands, and that might be submitting to the other one. So they have their own language between them. Now, as you see, he goes up on my shoulder. The bearded dragons like to be up on higher places, and I tell people they're really neat because once you have them at home, you can put them up on your shoulder, you can do your homework, you can walk around, do dishes, and they just like to sit up on here. Now, I'm not saying just don't watch them, make sure you watch them, but they do like to be perched up on shoulders, and they pretty much will be content up there. So I'll put him over on this one, and you'll see that they're very, very calm animals. I believe that these are great for starter pets. Now, in captivity, if you bring one home as a pet, they'll live about 7 to 10 years. So they're not, that's why they're a good starter pet. They're not going to live 50 to 100 years like some of the animals I have here at the rescue. And they're fairly easy to take care of. Like I said before, all you need is some crickets and get some lettuce. Make sure it's romaine lettuce. Don't get some cheap lettuce because they don't have any nutrients in them. Now let me give you some more facts before I end this video, because I do love these guys. Man, it almost looks like this is his tail and he's just a super long bearded dragon. He might have the world's longest bearded dragon. So anyway, so they're not very fast runners. They can only run about 9 miles per hour, which, you know, compared to some of the other lizards and stuff like that, that's not very fast. So they have to be very careful and be very good at hiding, because if something's chasing them, they're probably not going to outrun them. Now, these guys are venomous. Believe it or not, researchers at the Australia's, make sure I get this right, Australia's Melbourne University discovered that they produce a very mild venom, but it's harmless to humans. Bites from the bearded dragon are very, very uncommon as long as they're handled properly. You don't have to worry about putting them around. He's just going to bite you. I can put my finger right there. They're very calm creatures. It's just kind of a fun fact that there is actually a very tiny amount of venom in their mouth, and that was a fact that even I didn't know. So once again, I'm going to show you the two different types here as I turn them around. This one has a little bit longer claws, so have to be careful. Let go, let go. So here we go. So you can see the two different right here. Right here is my leatherback, and here is my average, your regular bearded dragon, which he's getting camera shy. So to end this video, I want to let you know that they are very good pets. Just be very careful with them. Be careful of the tail, and just give them maybe 3 crickets a day. If there's still a cricket in there next day, don't feed them. You don't want to leave crickets in their cage with them. If you have any questions about bearded dragons or any of the other pets that you've seen on my channel, feel free to email me, lance.animal.rescue@gmail.com. Once again, I'm Z from Z's Rescue, and we'll catch you on the next episode.